Hi, I'm Christina Vidal Mitchell. I play Maddie in Freakier Friday, out in theaters August 8th, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
Guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. I'm so excited to be joined by today's guests. Today, I'm talking to Christina Vidal Mitchell, who plays Maddie once again in Freakier Friday. Christina, thank you so much for your time today.
Hi, Pat. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Super excited to be talking to you about the film. Congratulations on the movie. I saw the recent performance of you guys, Pink Slip, getting to perform at the premiere for the film. So I'm sure it's just a really exciting time for you in general right now.
Yes, that was, a surreal experience. That, and we also performed at Disneyland, and it was just a dream. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's not every day that you get to revisit a character that you played early on in your career. So what was it like to be able to step back into this character's shoes for Freakier Friday?
Um, it actually felt like I understood the character more. I actually feel more like Maddie now, 20 years later, than I did back then.
And now you have a different perspective as well, being a mother yourself. So I'm sure coming into this film, just having that, did you get to because I know Lindsay, she also has her own, children. Did you guys get to kind of connect on that level about that as well?
We definitely did. We talked about our kids almost the whole time and talked about being moms and how wonderful it is and how great it is and how it totally changes your perspective in life and also how tired we are and yeah, all the mom things.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And so how did or when did you find out and how did you find out that you were going to be coming back for Freakier Friday? Because I know I had seen an interview with you. I can't remember the exact date, but you were saying, "Hey, I haven't heard anything yet. You guys give me a call, reach out to me." So when did that all kind
Yeah.
of happen for you?
Probably after that interview, it was maybe a couple months, 2 months later, maybe not too long. Um, but yeah, I think they were just trying to, figure out if or how they would incorporate the band in this new storyline and stuff like that. But yeah, they reached out to me maybe a few months after that and just said, "Hey, would Christina like to reprise her role?" And I was like, yeah.
So I mean, someone must have been watching that interview that you put out then, and like, hey
Right.
guys, reach out to me. And with the original being about a mother and daughter swapping places, being a mother yourself now, how did that kind of change your perspective as far as returning for this film? I know you said you kind of understood the character a little bit more, you felt like now.
Yeah, I think just obviously growing up changes your perspective. um Also getting older just settles you in who you are, and there's just so much more experience, so much more wisdom, so much understanding, and that is always so helpful to bring to any character, to any role that you play. As far as being a mom, um I think that there is you don't really get to see it in Maddie necessarily, and they don't get into whether or not Maddie has children or, but as far as the storyline with Anna and her daughter, yeah, I completely understand. I have a 7 year old, and already I feel like I'm going to have to learn a new language. And also go back to remembering what it was like when I was a kid. And so I think what's great about this film and that relationship with um actually with Anna and her daughter Harper, as well as Jamie's character and Lindsay's character, is empathy, you know, and understanding the other person's perspective. And I think that's such an important message, especially now where we are in our world, in our nation.
Yeah, and hey, Christina, I totally understand as far as I don't have any kids myself, but as far as just understanding the language and the lingo of some of the younger kids, I
Um,
feel like I'm kind of in the same place as you.
yeah, yeah, no, I'm lost a lot of times. A lot of times I'm like, I don't really understand what you're saying, but and it's hard to not get into a judgmental place of like, yeah, been there, done that. Because
Yeah.
there's some stuff that's like nothing new under the sun. Like, yeah, I tried that. I did that. Yeah, I remember when I thought like that. And you're gonna grow out of it. But it's it's another thing to sort of have that wisdom and have that knowledge, but yet come to the conversation, come to whatever the relationship is with humility and with a willingness to hear the other person. Because one of my favorite sayings that I was told a long time ago was, nobody cares what you know until they know that you care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's true for all of us.
Oh yeah,
So
100%.
try to remember that with my kids when I'm trying to teach them a lesson, when I'm trying to direct them, discipline them about something, is that, if they don't know that I care and I love them and I hear them, they're not going to hear anything I have to say.
And I love how too in this film that like kind of one of the themes that people change, things change. So I'm curious for you, Christina, that what's something that you feel like your younger self would be proud of the you today?
Oh, Pat, that's a deep question. Well, I think that I finally figured out who I am, through my journey with faith and my relationship with God. I think my younger self will probably be most proud of that I finally figured out me and I have peace in that.
I mean, I think that's something definitely to be proud of for sure. Takes a while sometimes to kind of get that all sorted out. So I can totally understand. And
40 years.
yeah, no, I can totally understand, where you're coming from for that. And what was it as far as Freakier Friday? What was it like getting to reconnect with everybody on the film, with Jamie, with Lindsay, with Haley? Had you guys kind of kept in touch with each other over the years, or was this kind of
Not at all.
like,
Not at all. Which by the way that we interacted on set, once we did get back all together, you'd never know that we haven't been in touch this whole time because it was like no time had passed. Um, and it was just so nice. It was just so nice. Like I always loved Lindsay and felt like we just had an instant kind of understanding and connection from the first film. Like we just got along. You know what I mean? We just got along. We knew how to get along. That connection, like I said, was still there. And with Haley as well. I mean, she's quiet, she's quiet and she's um really to herself and reserved, but once she warms up, she's really funny and sort of playful and very sweet. And Jamie, just mama bear. Just she's such a mama. And she's so sweet and she's so encouraging and she just really wants everybody to have their moment, which I think is so generous of her as a woman, as an actor, as a person. She really like wants everyone to have their moment to shine and, to stand out. And I think that's such a mom thing. And so yeah, we just had a great time. It was great to run into everybody. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, how are you? You look great." Da, 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 da. All that catching up, talking about having kids. Chad and I talked about having kids at the table read. And so we were just like, "Man, can you believe we're parents now? Like that's wild."
yeah, but I love to hear that though, coming from a fan. Actually, I just rewatched the original film just the other night just to kind of refresh myself coming into the new film. And it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean it's such a fun time. It was definitely a staple of childhood growing up for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear that you guys just instantly kind of slipped right back into the characters and you guys had that connection like not a day had passed.
Yep. It was amazing.
Now, what went in? Can you talk about like what went into preparing for, but also filming the big Pink Slip reunion for this new film?
Yeah, it was fun. We had some rehearsals, was so much fun. Sometimes I think I have more fun in rehearsal than I do in the actual performance. And then I went into the studio, and Haley went in as well, and Lindsay, I think, and we re-recorded "Take Me Away." So the new version of "Take Me Away."
Yep.
That was so much fun and just so bizarre, and also cool, and also like, yeah, this is supposed to happen. Like I can't explain it, but it was just like it felt so natural. Again, everything felt like we just did this yesterday. So yeah, we had that rehearsals, pre-recording, and then it was time to do the performance. And we did it so many times in so many different angles. And there's only so much the film can show,
Yeah.
right? Of of it, but it's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
And I'm so glad too that they actually released the single on Spotify. As soon as I saw that go up on Spotify, I instantly had to add it to the like list. It was nice that we got that at least there for all the Pink Slip fans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. People were thrilled. They were like, and I even had some friends text me like, "Did you re-record this? It sounds different, like the same, but like better." And I'm like, "Yeah, I re-recorded it."
Christina, I mean, you were an inspiration to a generation of kids where you have like roles like Taina, you have Brink, you had a whole bunch of kids that started playing their own music because of Pink Slip. So, what does that kind of mean to you, know, that you helped inspire a generation of kids growing up to want to be able to pursue their dreams?
It's just an honor. That's the only word I could use because, while you're doing it, while you're filming, while you're making this music, you're just you're just doing what you love, right? You're just sort of living out your own experience. But then to see that what you're living out, what you're doing, enjoying, experiencing, and to see how that impacts other people is like, I mean, I don't really know how to describe it except that it's an honor because you don't realize it. You don't realize it when you're doing it. So then you're like, wow, wow, this changed people's lives. This inspired. I've had people come up to me and say how, watching Taina or watching me in Freaky Friday made them want to become an actress, made them believe they could do this, believe that they could do that. And to me, all of that is part of a much bigger plan that God has, that God sort of puts into motion. It's an honor because I believe it's just like a seat that I'm sitting in, that I got to sit in. You know what I mean? And I got to be the person to do that. And it's just a huge honor. Yeah, that's all I can say. That's all I
And
can describe it as.
And I know for me too, like personally, the one of the biggest things was Brink itself. That inspired me and a bunch of my friends to go out and get some rollerblades and start rollerblading around the block. So that was I know for me and like some of my friends, like close friends, one of our like favorite Disney Channel original movies growing up. So
Yeah.
and I have to ask you if there were, speaking of revisiting roles, that if there were to ever be a Brink 2 at some point, is that something would you be
Mm.
interested in? And where do you think Gabriella would be at in her life if there were to be a sequel?
I mean, sure, I'm always down to do a sequel if it's good.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could rollerblade at my age, but I think it would be cool. I think someone mentioned once like Gabby having her own like skating company,
yeah,
and maybe she's a manager of younger skaters. Maybe she has some kids, or a daughter or a son who's into it. I actually think it would be cool to see her have a son be into skating, and like her having a skating company or something involved where she stayed in it, but she's not necessarily still skating.
yeah. No, I think that would be a lot of fun. It'd be cool to have her as the perspective as a mom, where you're a mom yourself as well, and
Yeah.
hopefully, just like the other interview that happened previously with Freaker Friday, hopefully maybe someone will be watching this and you'll get a call soon, and that they're starting to work on a sequel.
I'd love
Let's
I'd
bring it into existence.
yes.
And as far as like your projects too, I mean, the crazy thing is now with streaming, you have all these projects, Taina, you have Freaky Friday, you have Brink. They're all reaching a new audience because of these different
Yeah,
streaming services. So, what's that
right.
been like for you to see your projects connect with a whole new audience now?
I know. Again, just like, well, it it reaffirmed that, hey, you know what, this isn't just me or my generation who thought this was really good. It shows the quality and the timelessness of good storytelling and good filmmaking. And yes, it was like a Disney show or a Disney movie, but when it's a good story and when it's well done, like it's timeless. And so it's been so cool to see that, how kids nowadays, even though so much has changed and so much is different with this generation, that the core sort of messages of these films, the core relationships and dynamics still are so universal, and they transcend generation and age and stuff. And so that's been so cool. And then I feel cool in my 40s. Like, wow, you think I'm cool? Someone's like, oh my gosh, like a 13-year-old is excited about meeting me. And I'm like, wow, that's different.
I love that. But yeah, no, it's because back then it's like we didn't really have social media and all that stuff, and now you're able to connect with fans on a one-on-one basis, and yeah, having these
Mhm.
all these films have a whole new second life. Well, just to wrap things up for you, Christina, what do you kind of hope fans take away from watching this new Freakier Friday? And then what's next for you, and where can fans stay up to date with you?
I hope I hope that they feel all the nostalgia feels because I did when I was watching it. And it just brought so much joy to my heart. Like this film, I think just brings so much joy, so much fun, so much life. It reminds us of all the things that we loved about the first film while sprinkling in just a different generation's perspective. Like I think the writers, I think Nisha, the director, did a great job of marrying the two worlds to where you feel like it's a sequel, but you also have all the old feels of the first film, and it's like, it's just delicious, and it's so funny. I hope they laugh as much as I laughed.
I feel like
And
we
then,
need a movie like that too.
what was the second part of the question?
Oh, I was just gonna say, as far as what's next for you, and then just where can
Oh,
fans stay up to date with you?
I'm just auditioning. So I don't have any new projects on the horizon as of yet. Instagram, Christina M. Vidal. I try to do a good job of posting all my like life updates and my work updates, especially there. So yeah, hoping to do more comedy. That is my love, to do more comedy. I want to do romantic comedies. I want to do like that kind of film and television. So
Well, I hope to see more of those, from you soon, Christina. I just want to
thank
say, first off, congratulations on the film. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been wonderful getting to chat with you, and you're welcome back anytime in the future.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Christina Vidal Mitchell. I play Maddie in Freakier Friday, out in theaters August 8th, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.